Hello there, peoples of the world. Now, quite some months ago, I did a video called 3 Famous Great British Heritage Loco Stroke Trains Never to be Forgotten, and it's actually done quite well, so that's as good a reason as any to do a part 2, so let's go and do it. Okay, first out with this one. Now, I know she's going to struggle, as you can see there, and I also know that she's going to struggle getting the Loco out itself. Any minute she's going to, yeah, she's derailed. I've put her back on and she's struggling again. I don't know why she derailed, but I know why she's struggling, because she's pushing 6 coaches backwards and it's on first radius curves, and in actual fact it's not even recommended. This Loco's second radius only, or above I should say, but she's doing it. She's running okay on first radius, but it was a job getting her out, so I had to do a quick edit there, so sorry about that. But look, here she comes, and she's an absolute corker. Beautiful set this is. As you can see, King George VI. Let you have a look. Bit of a sweep across for you. Now this is a Hornby, a locomotive driven as well. Number 46244, PR Green. I'll tell you about the coaches in a little while, but that's your first Loco out, or first set out for today, so let's get number 2 on the go. Now this one here is a little shunter that you've not seen before. It's a National Coal Board NCB saddle tank shunter. Now she's obviously no 60. This one is just one of the 400 or more locomotives that you've never seen of mine. I've got that many. You've not seen this one. In fact, this is the first time she's ever been out the box and run, so it's a new one to me as well, so that's good. So we're using her as a little bit of a shunting appearance, just a little cameo appearance. I like to show you different locos when I do this kind of shunting thing anyway. So let's grab these coaches first. There we go, we're on. That's a good fit, good coupling. Right, and bring them out slowly, does it? Yep, nice and gently. Not sure how many she's got there. I think it might be 5, I think. I'll try to count them through in a minute. As I say, I'll tell you about all the coaches that you're going to see in today's show a little bit later anyway. I was right, it is 5, yep. Perfect. And round onto line 2. I love this little Loco, she's great, isn't she? Little National Coal Board look. She's a backman, by the way. So we'll get the coaches round far enough, because the rest of the coaches are actually on the main Loco, so we can just bring that out as one piece to couple up to these coaches. So we'll just get that to about there, and then we'll bring the Loco out. Here we go. Now, I think we've got just 2 more coaches maybe. No, 3, sorry. 3 more coaches on her. And the beautiful Loco. Oh, look at her. She's lovely. I'm sure you'll know what she is. Yeah, so far so good. Okay. Get the camera down here. And onto line 2. Grab these other coaches, so we've got the full set. Now, as you can see, I'm taking it steady. I'm probably being a bit overcautious actually. Yeah, I've just stopped it, look. Oh. I don't want to smack them too hard. Don't like doing that. Oh, that was kind of alright. Yeah, that was alright. I'm okay with that. Okay, bring the Loco through for you to have a look. And there she is. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yep, she's stunning as always. Duchess of Hamilton in LMS Maroon 6229. And now another one. Now this time I'm going to use the Loco itself to do the shunting, because she's in the clockwise direction, which makes it really easy to do. So I just need to get her there. Yep. So there's 2 coaches on her there. Let me grab this point, which I can't see behind the Caterina mask. Oh, I've got it, yep. Right, and we'll reverse it down this side in to grab some more. I'm not sure how many, to be honest, as of yet. So that's 2. Right, we'll bring these out. Lovely jubbly as always. I'll have a sip of my whiskey while they're coming out. That's the last one, and I need to stop them there and grab this point as well, because it's quite a long one this, and it was taking up 3 sidings. Let's back the setup that we've got here onto the last few, which is perfect there. We'll pull the whole lot out round to the front, and then that's your third one out for today's show. No problems at the moment, no derailments, well, apart from the King George trying to get it out that siding, which is all first radius curves. As I said, it's not really easy for some locos and coaches to do that, but we got there. Oh, sorry about that, I didn't realise it's that long. I couldn't get around fast enough with the camera, sorry about that. Okay, there she goes. Wunderbar. So there she is then, 6220 in beautiful LMS blue, and we're going to get around to the front, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I thought it was 11. That's the break on the end there. So bring them through to the front for you here. There, she's lovely. Now this one is a tender driven one. It's quite an old one, but she's in lovely condition, as you can see. I think we need to back that a little bit. I'm blocking the other one. Thank you. That'll do me fine there. Right, well there you go. There is your 3 for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. 6220, Coronation, King George VI, and obviously Duchess of Hamilton, which is 6229. So before we get them moving, let me tell you about the real things. Now what I've done here in this still video is I've put the blue locomotive and tender on the back end of the train, so that you can see in this still image, which is beautiful. They're all facing the same direction, which just makes it nicer for you to see while I tell you a little bit about them. Now, in both cases here, the streamlined Princess Coronation class locomotive, which was used for the service, the first 5 were originally painted blue with silver lines. The next 15 streamlined locomotives were crimson and gold, of which you are actually seeing both here in this video. Referring to both locomotives again, this streamlined Coronation class locomotives were specially developed for a service, and they were amongst the most powerful locomotives to operate on British railways. If I remember correctly, it was a press run, I think, for the introduction to the service, and I think it was in June of, 37, I think, 1937. The Princess Coronation Class 6220 Coronation, which is the blue one you're seeing here in the video, which was newly built, achieved a speed of 140 miles per hour. This happened on a stretch of line near Crewe. Brilliant! Now the special service that they were designed and built for was for the Coronation Scott, which was a named express passenger train of the London Midland and Scottish Railway, LMS of course, and this was inaugurated in 1937 for the coronation of King George VI and Queen Elizabeth, and I think it ran until the start of the war in 1939. That would have been, yeah, of course it would. It ran on the West Coast main line between London, which was Euston Station at the time, and Glasgow Central Station also at the time, and I believe it stopped at Carlisle for a crew change and to pick up and set down passengers to and from London only. The service was designed to compete with the rival services on the East Coast Main Line, which we've covered in my Flying Scotsman story, the full Flying Scotsman story, parts 1 and 2. And I believe the service was designed to compete with the rival services on the East Coast Main Line for prestigious London to Scotland traffic. It was scheduled to complete the journey from London to Glasgow in 6 hours 30 minutes. Brilliant and wicked. Moving on to the Caledonian Set, which of course is on line 1. Now this service commenced between London and Scotland on the 17th of June in 1950. 1957, I think, and is correct. And this was a successor to the Coronation Scott, which you've just been watching and we've just spoken about, which of course ceased at the end of the outbreak of the Second World War. Now, this set actually featured a beautiful, powerful Duchess class locomotive, which we can see is King George VI, of course, and both with the Loco and the coaches in BR livery of the late 1950s. This set, what you're seeing here, is a perfect representation of the Caledonian in its early days of operation, and the coaches are in the perfect correct order. So yeah, do enjoy the show here, guys, really do enjoy it. So all that's left to do then, guys, is to get everything running in the correct order, starting with number 1 here, King George VI, running number 46244. What I want to do here is show you these coaches in the perfect correct running order. Okay, first of all, we've got M35099, which is a guards or brake in reverse by the looks of it, of course. Coming up next, we've got 6 coaches on this, of course, is M15986. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the camera to focus to be able to tell you that. I can't remember them all off the top of my head, of course. So coming up, yeah, notice there the Caledonian on the boards on the coaches. Next we've got M15993. Yep, and again the boards showing London, Glasgow. Next up we've got M229M, which I believe is the 12 wheel or 6 axle restaurant car, which I'm sure it is, and there it is, yes. Let her go through. Next one up we've got M16005. Creep them through, and I think this should be your final one of M35110, which I believe is also another brake in, this time the correct way around. And I'm right, there it is. So that's your 6 coaches on this beautiful set on line 1. So let's just get them through. Absolutely spiffing. Next up then, Duchess of Hamilton. Like I say, she's a locomotive driven one, quite a late Hornby one, this one, numbered 6229, of course. Now these coaches, as you can see there, we've got 3937. I think there's only 2 numbers, well 3 numbers. We've got 3927 there, I think we've got 3926, yes, there. We've got, again 7, and what's this one, that's a 7, and then we've got another 7 and another 6, and then we've got, is that the brake? It is, and I didn't catch, no it's not, and this is the brake, and I didn't catch the number in time. The thing is about these coaches, these are all the Chinese made ones, and I can't believe how much money they are commanding. They are roughly average about £45 each. I can never understand why Hornby did not give multiple numbers, but they didn't, and that's what we have to live with. But as you can see, the 7 there, so that's a good few quid's worth, I might say. Fair enough, good. There's the first 2. Right, and here we come now with the LMS Blue Coronation. Yeah, she's on her way round, beautiful and steady. I will tell you again that for some strange reason Hornby did not do these coaches in various numbers, and they did not do them correctly. But all I can say to you, the numbers of all of these are all the same, but we know that there's 10 of them with the same number, and the 11th one being the brake, of course, on the end, as does have a different number, of course. So yeah, let them go through, and then I'm just going to, zip up, button up, let you watch the action and the show and the running session, and enjoying the layout as I hopefully always do. There we go. not sure if I actually mentioned earlier, but the blue one on the line 3, the outside line, she is actually a tender-driven one, and as it always is with the Ringfield motor on tender-driven, you know, locomotives, trains, whatever, sometimes they're a bit hit and miss, but I can tell you now, this is another corker. She absolutely flies around, so certainly no complaints about that. Just giving you a quick once around here with all 3 different locomotives and trains. We'll get some more angles as we always try to do. I'm sure you're quite likely to agree, people, it's looking pretty damn good, that's for sure. Certainly some beautiful action happening here. Well pleased with all of this. Sorry for wobbling the camera a little bit a couple of times in this video. Didn't quite realise that I'd done it actually. Okay, we're using the onboard cam here. We're on the Duchess of Hamilton, and she's kind of trying to race ahead. No, now we're on the King George VI, and it looks like a race between the two of them there, although I'm not really rating them. Okay, we're still on King George, but this time we're on the tender looking backwards. Some great shots when you use the onboard cam. This looks really good, it really does. Yeah, now we're on the Coronation 6220 on the tender, facing forward of course. Again, you're seeing a lot of stuff happening here. Perfect. Now listen, I think it's time to slow things down. You've seen a real good running session, so we'll start with the outside line, the Coronation 6220. Let's get it round to a halt at the front, or thereabouts at least. Like I say, she's a tender driven one, but I ain't got no complaints. She does the job perfectly, and she's in mint condition, as you can obviously see. Right, let's go for the next one, which of course has to be 6229. Yep, slowing her down for you. There she is, again, Duchess of Hamilton, a little bit too, oh, we have to back her up, come on, back. I need to get the other one in between, don't I, really? Yeah, that's good, and we've got plenty of room there. Come on, let's get over to King George now. Come on, let's slow her down. Or him down, whichever. Yeah, that looks fine to me. Creepy crawly. I'm cool with that. So there you have it. Duchess of Hamilton, King George VI, and Coronation. Now, all we have left to do, basically, is to put them all away. So, yeah, let's go and do that. Now, here we're on King George on line 1. Now, as you know, earlier in the video, I did have trouble getting getting her out of the siding because it's all first radius curves. And I know on a dry run that I've struggled getting them back in as well. So you'll have to forgive me. I'm going to have to do an edit because I know she's going to derail right here on the point there. So I'm sorry, I've had to put her back on the track and just bring her in on the straight bit. So there you go. Next up then, we're on the outside line here with the 6220. And now, if you remember, we started off the video with her in 3 separate sidings because of the amount of coaches that were on her. So what I've basically done is done the same thing, but this time in reverse. Nice and slow so you can see everything. So what we're going to do, remembering we've got all 11 coaches on her at the moment, we're going to take her down this first longest siding here, towards the left corner of the layout. And I've just noticed that we've got lights flickering in the engine shed. Must be a faulty fluorescent tube. Right, we're going to stop her here on the buffer, obviously. Perfect. Now I've taken some of the coaches off, and we now bring some more of them. As you can see, we've obviously got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that I've taken off there in that left hand siding. So we're now bringing her back in with some more of the coaches up to the second siding, exactly the way she started off, to there. Perfect. And I've taken more off. Now I suddenly remembered, watch this, I've only got 1 coach left on the back of the locomotive, and originally it was 2, and she's just catching there, look, and the camera is catching on the curtain, but it just about managed it, so we're there. So we're right on the last bit, right up to the last buffer on the far left of the layout. Bingo! Last up then, we've got 6229, the beautiful crimson and gold one, from line 2 onto line 1 here, which is the way she came out, of course. Slowly take her all the way back round. Enjoying the sights. I must pick up that bloody handle that's there. I keep spotting that. I must reach over and try and pick that up. I don't know what Loco it fell off, but anyway, whatever. Now here, at some point I had to edit the video because because I forgot the camera will not fit under the catenary while she's on the tender, but the coaches are lower, so I've had to move her. But this brings us right to the end, guys, right at the end of the video. She is now parked back right where she started from, under the canopy in the main station. So look, you know what I'm going to say. It's good night, God bless you all, take care, be good, be in the best of health. Good night from me. See you everyone, bye.